So today I'm taking a walking tour of the Land Pavilion here at EPCOT. For those that don't know, EPCOT is a theme park here in Orlando, Florida. It's part of the larger Walt Disney World Resort complex. And I've been going to EPCOT since the very first week it opened in 1982. So I do have quite a bit of information and history on the park. So I figured, I'd give you a little overview of the Land Pavilion, how it relates to the park itself. So EPCOT, when it was built in 1982, they had two portions of the park. The front portion was known as Future World, and the back section of the park was World Showcase. And Future World kind of focused more on, the educational aspects of future technology, and that's how the land kind of formed. Is they, the park opened with a boat ride, living with the land, which you'll see me walk past it a little later. What's neat about the Land Pavilion here is it's kind of been expanded over time, and it really is a great pavilion here at the park. So I'm currently, walking over the Sky Bridge, and you walk in on the upper level of the park, or the pavilion I should say, and the lower level has like a food court with multiple restaurants, and the main attractions are located on the first level, which is the Soarin simulator ride, as well as the boat ride. Now, one of the reasons why I'm filming this pavilion right now is EPCOT, I'm trying not to rant about it, but EPCOT as a park, I think, peaked in the late 80s, early 90s. I think the last great attraction when this park was at its peak was probably when the Norway ride, Maelstrom, opened. And ever since then, the additional attractions have usually made the park worse and not better. And almost every newer attraction has kind of been inferior to the previous attraction. Great example. Right now, when I was here at the land, they were actually showing for a limited time Soaring over California. And I do think that was the better movie, and that was the original movie that debuted with Soarin', and they replaced it with Soarin' over the World, which I just don't think it's as good. There was more to the Soarin' over California. For example, when you were flying over orange groves, you would smell the orange scent, and when you're flying through the forest, you would smell the pine. So I just walked past the entrance and queue line for the Living with the Land boat ride. Now that ride has kind of evolved over time. They've changed like some minor elements, but for the most part it's pretty much the same. And you can see right now I'm kind of walking through the Seasons food court, and they've got multiple restaurants here at Seasons. It is kind of neat. It's set up like a cafeteria. They've got like Chinese food, and I think sandwiches, and salads, that kind of stuff. It's pretty decent. When there's inclement weather in EPCOT, this is one of my favorite places to come, because you can walk around, do multiple rides here. There's 3 attractions inside this pavilion, as well as the food court, so you can easily spend 2 hours here, no problem. You ride the boat ride. Soarin' usually has about an hour wait, grab a bite to eat, and there is a movie shown on the second floor. I think it's called Amazing Planet. It's a decent ride. It's a little sappy at the end, or decent movie. So right now I'm walking towards Soarin'. Soarin' is located on my left. Now you'll also notice that as you walk past Soarin', there is a small kiosk to the left, and that is where there's an upcharge attraction called Behind the Seeds. And you're seeing right now that I'm walking like around this area. This is where you meet to go and take a back behind the scenes view of the greenhouses here in the Land Pavilion. It's pretty cool. I've done it. I'm going to post that video shortly, but you see how it says Behind the Seeds Greenhouse Tour. This is where you meet up. They take small groups. I think they max out at like 20 people, and you basically walk through the greenhouse, and it's pretty neat. I enjoyed it. And now I'm walking through the queue line for Soarin', And this is probably my favorite ride here in the land. It's similar, the ride vehicle is similar to the Avatar Flight of Passage ride over at Disney's Animal Kingdom, which is a sister theme park. But I actually prefer Soarin. I think Soarin is the better attraction. The Soarin ride vehicles simulate flying in a hang glider, and it's just a lot of fun. I definitely appreciate that ride. I think it's one of the better ones. Now you're seeing me walk back through the food court, and I'm gonna probably head back up the escalator. There's a really neat restaurant that's located on the top level where you come in. You can see I'm approaching it now up the escalator, and this is a cool restaurant. The food is a little pricey, but the quality is usually pretty good. What's neat about that particular restaurant is it rotates. You basically, the entire restaurant rotates on like a carousel, and the food is decent. You see, I'm walking towards it right now. It's called the Garden Grill. What's nice about it too is as the ride rotates around the carousel, you actually get an interior view, like there's a glass wall, and you look down to the Living with the Land boat ride. So you get like another, like, I guess, aerial view of the dark ride, and it's pretty neat. I really appreciate eating at the Garden Grill just to have that experience, because I do. I Living with the Land is an attraction that I'm filming because I don't know how much longer it's going to be before Disney destroys it. They have a bad track record with EPCOT. Almost every attraction is replaced with an inferior one, whether you're talking about Horizons to the terrible Mission Space, or changing the Universe of Energy into Ellen's Energy Adventure, just horrible garbage. And I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, come on, it destroyed the sightlines of the park from the front, and it makes everybody sick. I mean, it's the only ride I ever threw up on. So I don't know what it is about EPCOT and making worse attractions, but almost everything they've added in the last decade has been awful. I mean, Ratatouille is an insulting, terrible ride, and it's like they're designing their rides now for people with attention deficit. And just everything is loud and awful, and I kind of miss the good old days of when EPCOT was a sophisticated experience and not dumbed down with these terrible intellectual properties. Well, that's a quick look at the Land Pavilion, one of the few remaining original attractions here at the park, and still among my favorite ones. So thanks for joining me, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already.